Hello, everybody, and today it gives me a great pleasure and delight to read out the first page of a great book called Capitalism by George Riesman. And I believe that if anybody reads this book, he will have opened the doors into economics as such, into the depth of economics, into the integrative understanding of economics, and he will be able to read everything. It's like a frontier book in economics. I believe that. And instead of reading the first page, I'm reading something called subheading, because in the first page he has talked about his meeting with Ayn Rand and his meeting with von Mises and his whole story. So I have chosen the so-called first page to be this overview of this book. It makes sense, right? Capitalism by George Riesman. First page is the overview of the book in our series. I have divided the present book into three major parts. Part one, the foundation of economics, explains the nature of economics and capitalism, including the role of a philosophy of reason in economic activity. It then shows that based on the nature as a rational being, man possesses a limitless need for wealth. This in turn is shown to give rise to the central problem of economic life, which is how steadily to raise the productivity of human labor, that is, the quantity and quality of the goods that can be produced per unit of labor. Next, it is shown why the continuing rise in the productivity of labor is not prevented by any lack of natural resources. Indeed, how man is capable of progressively enlarging the supply of unseeable, accessible natural resources as part of the very same process by which he increases the production of products. And a little more. I'll stop here. Part 2. The division of labor and capitalism opens with the demonstration that the existence of a division of labor society is the essential framework for the ongoing solution of the problem of how continually to raise the productivity of labor. It then goes on to demonstrate that a division of labor society is a capitalist society, italics, totally dependent on the operation of price system, um, which in turn totally depends on private ownership of the means of production, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Private ownership of the means of production is shown to be the foundation both of the profit motive and the freedom of competition, which are respectively the driving force and regulator of the price system. And then he goes on this part two, and there's more there. Part three, I'm not reading that. This is just to introduce you. Part three, the process of economic progress, centers on the explanation of the process of economic progress under capitalism. It explains the quantity theory of money and the essential role of the quantity of money in determining aggregate monetary demand, that is, total spending in the economic system. In full confirmation of Say's law, S-A-Y, Say's law, it shows that in contrast to mere monetary demand, real demand, that is actual purchasing power, is increased only by virtue of increases in the production and supply of goods. It seems like common sense to me. Anyway, this goes on like that, and this is a book, very lovely read. It makes a lot of sense. They're so rich. It's a frontier book. It's a book which will, I believe, which will create a peaceful, happy, thriving, endlessly happy, thriving society in the future. Of course, we will achieve that. That is a purpose. This is the utopian ideal, the capitalism, as Ayn Rand said, not the known ideal, not the what we see around the crony thing. No, the unknown ideal, which is rooted in liberty. Anyway, that is the my little observation. But this is the book you must. This is mainly to introduce you to the book. This is a frontier book on political economy by George Riesman. Thank you.